Here's how I started working as a cosmetic chemist, but without a degree in chemistry. My degree is in mathematics, and my PhD is in biomathematics and statistics. Obviously, a big part of doing a PhD in bio anything, a lot of biology, chemistry, biochemistry, and the focus of my PhD was in immunology. And while I was in my PhD program, I was just an enthusiastic consumer and just wanted to kind of learn more about the industry. I was dealing with acne. It was that kind of very boring story about like making content. Obviously, I have a very scientific brain. I was just doing some scientific breakdowns of different ingredient data sheets, clinicals, how things are tested, all that kind of stuff. From my content, I was lucky enough to have a brand reach out and say, hey, we want to improve our science communication. We have lots of things that we're talking about. Can you come on and help us as a consultant? And so I did that, and it was kind of my first entry into the industry proper. Now, as my PhD was winding down, the things that I was qualified to do, like positions in pediatric HIV and immunology, I didn't really want to do. And the beauty industry was calling me so much more, but I didn't think that was qualified. And my boss at the time said, well, I know a brand who'd be happy to hire you. And so they brought me on full time. So going from consultant to now working full-time for a brand. That was where kind of my whole life changed. So I was in charge of R&D and consumer education. So the consumer education piece was talking with marketing as well as our retail partners to make sure that all of our product information was being communicated well, but also documents for consumers, helping them understand the products. And then on the R&D side, it was basically all of the science stuff behind what you need to do to bring a product to market. So formulation, ingredient selection, stability testing. I did all the clinicals and also writing like research write-up. It was a really comprehensive position. As my work started to expand and I was obviously learning lots of stuff on the job about formulation, all those things. My boss was like, it'd be so much easier if you just like learn to formulate. What a great idea. So I learned a lot from my mentors at that position, various cosmetic chemists, and I also did a like non-degree program called the Institute of Personal Care Science, which kind of formalized a lot of the things that I was already learning on the job. After really understanding formulation, I could have so much more informed conversations when talking to lab partners, places where we do clinicals, all these fun things. So did that for a while, then we had a huge round of layoffs, and unfortunately I was one of the many that was included. And at that point, my content was doing very well. And at the time I had moved to Canada but didn't have my visa yet. And so I thought, well, for the time being, we'll just do content and we'll see how it goes. And it's going very well. And I also started consulting. And now I've been able to consult for big multinational corporations as well as small independent brands. And it's been such an incredible experience because when you're working for a brand, you really understand like one way to do things. But when you work with lots of different clients, you really get a wide breadth of the industry at whole. So that's been my journey. So now I do content, obviously. I do consulting for usually larger brands, and I do formulation work for usually smaller brands, but it's been incredible. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Bye.